People believed that when people come bearing gifts, that they are genuine. People of Tobago, I am warning you, be careful. Do not come and offer me gifts just for elections. If you want to see Tobago advance and develop, it must be consistent.
And Tobago police are awaiting autopsy results to determine what caused the death of 47-year-old Lyndon Dillon of Bucco, whose body was found along Shervin Road on Saturday morning. Police say he was found around 6:30 a.m. by a driver who alerted the Shervin Road police station. Officers responded to the call and found Lyndon dressed in a grey and black jersey, black three-quarter jeans, and black and white slippers. He was identified by his girlfriend. Police say there appeared to be blood on the man's face. A district medical officer later pronounced him dead at 8:50 a.m. and ordered the body taken to the Scarborough mortuary for an autopsy. Investigations are ongoing. Those were your 6 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at the top of the hour right here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network.
Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
From the time I leave my home, I decided to run in alone. I got the check of Susan Bus to wish her a Merry Christmas. Before I could take a seat, she started buying me things to eat.
Yes, let it play, let it play. Oh my goodness. Pastel. Eat it. Hey, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, you know, one to me, 10 days before Christmas, a matter of fact. Today, Monday the 15th, we say welcome one and all. Jason Williams signing on. I'm here with the team, and season's greetings to you and yours and to the entire team here. We go until 8 a.m. action-packed show as per usual. Coming off the heels of a bumper weekend, so many different Christmas engagements all over. We had their staff party on Friday. We had a great time. Kudos to my friends at TTMB would have had their celebration. My friends at Unipet, listen, all over. Things are happening. I even hosted a wedding yesterday. Congratulations to Sharice and Sheldon. They're going to start their journey together on their marriage and that particular step in life. So, stuff happening everywhere. And of course, the big one last Saturday, Paramin. We'll get to that because it's actually on the front page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian today, Monday the 15th. If you see people in Paramin, I mean, we're talking here, the traditional parang, that's something that's been a mainstay in Paramin for years, and it seems to be getting bigger. It's growing. People are coming from all over the country to experience the Paramin parang. And when I tell you, massive crowds, and that's what the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian is showing us this morning. Let's head to it immediately. That's right. Before we get to the politics and stuff, let's start on that feel-good tip. A patron here shares a moment with the Shandy Carrot promotional ladies during the Parang on the Hills of Paramin in Maraval last Saturday. I went to the Paramin Parang, I believe, once. Could be twice, but I know I went for sure a particular year. Went up with the normal Paramin Land Rover van. Because you have to know that road. If you don't know the road, best you. I don't even think they allow people really to go up there because obviously we know it's a maneuver to get up there. And I remember having to leave a trot down. So going down is way easier than obviously walking up the hill. But for the many who came from far and wide, from south, from far east, thank you for making Paramin Parang yet again one of the mainstays in the Christmas celebration here in Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm looking at the Prime Minister. She's saying to MPs to brace for more work. She puts the MPs on alert as the new year approaches. She says there's a lot to be done. Yeah? And while she's bracing and telling them to work more, probably a suggestion, PM to also tell them to just stay off the social media now. Please, I just find it baffles me that people find time. People find time. Leave that for the young vloggers. You can't be telling me big hardback MP, Minister of Parliament. We have to call these folks the Honorable. Every single moment have to talk in front of a cell phone like they have no audience. You're talking in Parliament, you're talking to a nation, you're talking to people in your ministry. Talk to them. Treat with that. The set of back and forth, man. I find it's so petty. And it's not one, it's many. It's so many. Now I understand that social media, it's a platform to reach to your audience and all that, but the thing is, campaign is done. Campaigning is done. It's time to get down to work. Too many people just drawing for a phone. I mean, it baffles me. I'm in media and I don't even do that. I mean, I talk to our audience every morning and I think that should suffice. I talk to the nation and we treat with our issues and we have our discussions and we leave, hopefully, way better than we started, and we meet again tomorrow. They're going to see me 12 o'clock, my hand scratch me and I get excited and I just, come on now, man. I just find it to be a bit much. And if indeed the mandate is to work, and I agree with the PM, if the mandate is work and she would have put down the particular marker that lots to be done, part of it is managing your time. And I find that 10 minutes, 5 minutes, however long you spend to just, you know, and plenty of what is being said, truth be told, and this is, put the politics aside, let's be real here as a nation. Plenty of what is being said. I need rubber boots to maneuver through what is being said. You know, that's the kind of garbage that's coming out of the mouth of so many of folks who we have to call honorable. So I'm suggesting here, get down to work, as the PM would have said, and let's make the place a whole lot better and let the place feel a bit different going into 2026. And I'll start calling out, you know, I'll start calling them out. And if they want to talk about me, that's their business. You know, you'll make the show even more popular. So I want to thank you in advance. But I have a job to do, and this is my job. I'm paid to talk and give commentary. You are paid to be an MP, to be a minister, to govern the country. What, you want to switch? You want me to do your job and you come and do mine? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So PM, thank you for that reminder. And I hope the MPs take heed. All right? Also, really sad development there where a man would have passed away in a crash in Gasparillo, accident victim, Dennis. I want to just say condolences to his family, his friends. Such a tough one to lose a loved one around this time of the year, and you could see, well, clearly the car burst into flames. A really, really heartbreaking development there. And again, we send condolences there. That's the man, you could tell, you know, young man still in his prime. Really tough one. So on that mark and on that note, let's all just pace ourselves and be very vigilant. Be very vigilant there on the black carpet. I know my friends at Arrival Live, I'm sure, will reach out to his family to offer assistance and counsel. That's what they do anytime this particular shock rocks a family. All right, let's head to the back page on this Monday morning, Monday the 15th of December, 2025. Just in time. Just in time. You understand? Just in time. That's Jagasa there with his knock that delivered the Under-23 Cup for the Titans. So congrats to him there. All right, Justin Jagasa, skipper. That's a captain's knock, you call that. 112 as the Steel Pan Titans recorded a huge 166-run win. Again, congrats there. The story is on page 46. Of course, some NBA action. That's right, Tallman is back. The French superstar. All right, Victor. And we're looking at Shaka, who is giving his support for Dwight York. He wants Dwight to stay on as the senior men's head coach. All that and more inside your, of course, sport page on the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. Before we head to the brief, I didn't get a chance last week to offer condolences to the family of Ferdy Ferdinand. He was indeed a wealth of knowledge, one of the original OGs who was there from the very start when the Constitution and Trinidad and Tobago, at least as we know it today, all the framework was being put in place. And as you can see there, he was on the program with me literally some months ago. This, I could safely say, would have been probably his last TV appearance, or at least one of his last TV appearances. And it was truly an honor to be in his presence and to just for that moment share and bask in the treasure trove of knowledge that was indeed Ferdy. He ran his course, he made his mark, and now he can rest in peace. We send condolences. His funeral is actually tomorrow in Port of Spain, I think at 1 p.m. at the Stanmore Avenue SDA Church in Port of Spain. And I can tell you that will be a massive, massive send-off as everyone say goodbye, they put their goodbye and send their best wishes to his family, but of course they say goodbye to Ferdy tomorrow. Let's head to the brief on this Monday morning. Cup leads Youth Club on the first Christmas street, so that's nice. Good stuff. You know, the police really doing their stuff. They're in the community making it happen. And this took place at the Reform Recreational Ground on Saturday. So well done. And also Little Miss Christmas. That's in Claxton Bay, some youngsters there, all smiles. So you have your winner, Jerusha, and she's flanked by the first runner-up, Heaven, and I see Cassidy. And this would have been part of the competition there, Union Claxton Bay Senior Secondary School on Saturday. So lots happening around the place. Lots happening around the place. Let's get into our boss report. It's up next. Mr. Rude will give us the latest. And coming inside this first hour to treat with the economy, Karen Nunes Teixeira. She joins me to do the breakdown and just to set the tone as we head into what the Prime Minister is suggesting is going to be a hard-working 2026. We take the pause. We come back. Your boss report up next.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gallas Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Step into the Christmas season at Tile Depot. 12 by 12 tiles, $750. 17 by 17, $975. 18 by 18, $995. 20 by 20, $15.95. And 22 by 22, only $20. Visit Tile Depot Limited, Bagney Trace Chase Village. Call 234-4402.
All you bring on the arm, make it a Mac Foods Christmas. All over the land, make it a Mac Foods Christmas. The best tasting ham.
This year, make it a Mac Foods Christmas with D&T's favorite ham. We have pork, beef, chicken, and turkey hams, and even roasted garlic pork for the real taste of a Trinity Christmas.
Make it a Mac Foods Christmas. All over the land, make it a Mac Foods Christmas. The best tasting ham.
Make it a Mac Foods Christmas.
JHI Trading, your one-stop hardware and home center, has it all for you. Come visit and choose from our wide selection of curtains, draperies, and linens. Lots of furniture, kitchen cabinets, and wardrobes. Top brand name kitchen appliances and accessories. A wide selection of tools. Bath enclosures and bathroom fixtures. Chandeliers. Vinyl mats and rugs. In-house paint shop to give you that special color. Mirrors and pictures in assorted sizes, colors, and designs. Lots of toys. Hardware and construction supplies. Visit JHI Trading Home Center and Hardware. 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima.
Discover Regal Granola. Crunchy, flavorful, bursting with berries, seeds, Regal almonds, walnuts, pecans. High in fiber with real orange juice. Get Regal Granola, the perfect snack for your lunchbox.
This Christmas, the season of savings is here at Food Shoppers Supermarket, 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima, the JHI Trading Compound. Enjoy unbeatable prices, plus buy one, get one deals on select items. Shop in comfort with wide, easy-to-browse aisles, spacious parking, and a clean, cool, fully stocked supermarket every day. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates and festive events. For the latest deals and prices, join our WhatsApp channel. Christmas starts with Food Shoppers. Food Shoppers Supermarket, bringing you love.
Enroll your child today at CTS College's private primary school. Classes are online and taught by qualified and experienced teachers. Our fun and engaging sessions are recorded for further review. We cover the full range of SEA subjects with preparation for success. Students from first year to Standard 5 are welcome to join. And with our competitive rates and flexible payment plans, it's easy to enroll. Sign up today at CTS College.
At Guardian General Insurance, we know your home is more than just a building. It's where your family feels safe and where memories are made. That's why we're here to protect not just your house, but the people and dreams inside it. We are your partner, working alongside you to provide the right protection, the right support, and the peace of mind you deserve. With Guardian General Insurance, you can live safe, live easy.
Your healthiest life with the garden foods. Every meal is a chance to nourish your body and fuel your day. With the garden foods, vegetables, freshness and nutrition are always within reach. Quick to prepare, packed with fiber and full of flavor, because eating well should be simple and delicious. From freezer to table, enjoy real goodness in every bite. Available at your favorite supermarket.
Well, it's time to hear what's the latest via the Boss Report, some details concerning Prestige and Agostini. Sarud is up next with all the details, and let me again say good morning to you, Sarud, and compliments of the season.
Good morning, GW, and good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to the Boss Report. Yes, it's that time. It's the festive season, of course, and investors in Agostini's Limited as well as Prestige Holdings Limited do in fact have quite a lot to be cheerful about based on the results that they would have reported respectively in case of Agostini for its full fiscal year as well as for Prestige Holdings for its 9-month fiscal period. Let's take a look at how both groups would have performed, soon to become one with the acquisition of Prestige Holdings Limited by Agostini pending, and how investors might fare and the groups might fare in the coming months ahead. Turning firstly to Agostini Limited, well, the group would have reported an earnings per share figure for its full fiscal period of 2025 of $3.33 per share, a 9.9% increase from the $3.03 per share recorded in that prior comparable period. Driving this performance was an improvement in revenue of 6.9% from $5.09 billion to just about $5.44 billion. TT dollars. Operating profits up 5.4% from $485 million to just about that $511 million mark. Overall, profit attributable to equity holders increased at 9.8% from $209 odd million to just about the $230 million mark for that fiscal period, as we can see. Again, when we take a look at profit before tax by segment, for Agostini, we can see that there were some notable changes in terms of its consumer product segment. It was pretty much even Stevens across the fiscal periods from fiscal 24 to 25, with profit before tax of just around $224 million. Pharma and healthcare in that yellowish segment increased just about 12% from $171 odd million in profit before tax to $191 million. And there was a modest decline in energy, industrial, and holding segment by just about 14 to 15%, from $28.2 million to $24.1 million. Again, energy, industrial, and holdings, the smallest segment of Agostini's Limited. Now, when we take a look at margins and profitability margins in particular, we can see that there has been somewhat of a downward trend, though across the fiscal year there was we could call it a relative degree of stabilization between fiscal 24 and 25. When we take a look at operating profit margins for Agostini, we can see that it hovered at around 9.4%, which was broadly consistent with operating profit margins in that fiscal 2024 period of 9.5%. And that PBT margin, or profit before tax margin, declined marginally from 8.3% to just about that 8% level, suggesting that in terms of efficiency of converting every dollar of revenue generated into profit before taxes for investors or shareholders, they have become just a little bit less efficient. Of course, that is broadly reflective of the inflationary pressures at the global level and rising costs in general across the operating industry or operating sphere for businesses regardless of industry. So looking at the 12-month history in terms of trailing earnings per share for Agostini's Limited, we can see that there has been an upward trend generally in terms of that earnings per share figure, with fiscal 2023, of course, being an outlier with a one-off significant gain resulting from an acquisition, which led to a fairly significant goodwill gain or goodwill recognition on that acquisition. But notwithstanding that one outlier, we can see that there has been a general upward trend with a commensurate increase in price, or rather more than proportionate increase in price, which has led to that price to earnings ratio line in red or trend increasing fairly significantly, currently trading at about 19 times, whereas looking back about 2 or 3 years, it was trading at between 12 and 16 times. So at a price of $63.25, Agostini is trading at that price earnings ratio of 19 times, which is below the sector average of 26.3 times and offers investors a dividend yield of 2.5%, which is broadly in line with the sector average of 2.6%. So with revenue growth in mind, continued acquisition activities, of course, one being the soon-to-be completed acquisition of Prestige Holdings Limited, as well as others, including Massey Distributions, a Jamaica business, and relatively fair valuations. BOSS is maintaining a market weight rating on Agostini for the time being. Turning very quickly to Prestige Holdings Limited, but the group would have reported for its 9-month fiscal period a diluted earnings per share of 94 cents, which was a nearly 20% increase from the 78 cents per share recorded in that prior comparable period. Now, revenues were up 6.6% from $1.008 billion to just about $1.07 billion. Operating profits also up 13.5% from around $87 million to $98.6 million. Profit attributable to owners ultimately up just about that 20% level, from $48.9 million to just about $58.6 million. Now, when we take a look at the major driver for PHL's improved profitability, we can see that it really has been that consistent or persistent increase in revenues over the past few fiscal periods. We can see that 6.6% increase in revenue has been, would have followed up a 2.2% increase in that 9-month period of 2024, which was on the heels of a 21.8% increase in revenue over that for that 9-month 2023 period. So again, consistent revenue increases. And from an operating profitability perspective, when we take a look at Prestige Holdings Limited's operating margins, we can see that there has been consistent improvement over the past few fiscal periods. Gross profit margins hovering at around that 33.8% level, with a steady increase in operating profit margins from 8.6% to 9.2% over the most recent comparable periods, and profit before tax margins improving from 7.3% to 8%. And just a note for Agostini investors who will be acquiring the Prestige Holdings Limited in due course, these profitability margins are broadly consistent, as you may recall, with what Agostini's Limited's operating margins currently are. So certainly complementary in terms of acquisition from an operating profit and profit before tax margin perspective. So at a price of $13.39, Prestige Holdings is trading at a price earnings ratio of 10.8 times. We know the sector average of 26.3 times, and offers investors a relatively attractive dividend yield of 4% compared to the sector average, again, of 2.6%. So with that moderate revenue growth in mind, improving margins, that relatively attractive dividend yield, and geographical expansion with new ventures in Panama, as well as new store openings across the Caribbean, BOSS is maintaining its market weight rating on PHL for the time being. And this will be the last time that we conduct a review for Prestige Holdings on the basis that it will be acquired in due course by Agostini's Limited. Well, that's it for this week's edition. For more information, you can give us a call at 226-8773, email us at info@bossfinancial.com, and of course, you can check out our website, bossinvestment.com, where all of our research is absolutely free. And you can catch this article in today's business section of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper. So until we see you again, stay safe, happy investing, and enjoy the festive season responsibly. This has been the BOSS Report.
Add the true taste of Christmas to your dishes with Caribbean flavors. Start your holiday baking with Caribbean flavors, essences, and cake spice blends made for sponge cake, sweet bread, and sorrel. Refresh your festive moments with Caribbean flavors flavored Moby in fruitcake flavor and other delicious flavors. Try our Caribbean flavor sorrel concentrate. Perfect all festive gatherings. Our signature ham glaze perfectly balances your ham or chicken. Caribbean flavor, seasonings, and sauces adds flavor to every bite. Caribbean flavors, the heart of every Trini's Christmas table. Available at leading supermarkets nationwide.
Season's greetings from Secu Credit Union, where we make your dreams come true. Check out our vehicle loan specials, flexible terms and reduced rates until February 2026. Need funds for the holiday season? Take advantage of our $20,000 Sorrel season loan. No hold-on shares and no installment payments required until 2026. Get up to 5 times your shares balance with our personal loans or access up to $1 million for debt consolidation. Contact us at 226-7328 for more info. Secu, supporting expectations, caring for you.
Now this is Radical Trading, you know that? And them have everything to cover anything. Radical Trading have the best fabric designs for your upholstery needs, yeah? So furniture, car, boat, and even material for school bags.
This will look really nice on my couch, boy.
They even making pillow too.
Sprang.
Oui.
Oh shucks, I forget my money.
Serious?
They could pay for it for me.
Me and my big mouth boy, I wonder if Radical get thing to cover mouth yet.
Radical Trading, 4 locations nationwide.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose, and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Bring the magic home this Christmas with G-Mar Home Furnishers. Enjoy up to 30% off store-wide and make your home shine this season. From elegant furniture to modern appliances and more. Shop online and stay tuned to our social media pages for exciting weekly sale drops. Take advantage of our extended opening hours all Christmas season at our El Dorado and California showrooms. Call 235-4925 for more information or visit us in store. G-Mar Home Furnishers. Best value for your money.
Making Christmas sweets everywhere. Spicy, fruity, fresh. Candy, carrot flavors is the best. Bring the sorrel, bring the lime, bring the ginger. The best taste for Christmas time.
It's not Christmas without friends, family, and Shandy Carrot, the official taste of Christmas.
Former Minister in the Ministry of Finance, and I can safely say always a well-valued contributor to the program, Karen Nunes Teixeira joins me live on set. I want to say thanks for being here and compliments of the season, Karen. Great to see you.
Same here.
To you and the family.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, we find ourselves in a time where many are looking at the pocket, their own personal pocket, but also the coffers of the country. And I'm hearing this particular phrase being touted all over, and I wanted to bring the phrase to you and pick your brain and find out if indeed that's the case. Many are saying, quote, the money have no country, the country have no money, end quote. I'm sure you would have been hearing that being touted around, and we have seen certain cancellations and certain cost-cutting measures and taxation and all different fiscal policies to try to balance the books, as it were. Do you share that perspective that the country is at an all-time low with no money?
Well, I mean,
based on just what you would have read from the central bank monetary report, regardless of what the politicians will say, because we live in a different world now, and because we have the value of the internet, so much of the information that we understand from the politicians can be corroborated by looking at the monetary reports from the central bank, as I said, and the CSO also. So yes, we are in difficult times, there's no question about that, and I think the ratings from the Standard & Poor's and Moody's have given us a blow, because those are independent sovereign bond ratings, and they really give you an indication of what the investment climate is in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is not good.
What could be done in the short, medium, and long term to bring it back? Because clearly the Moody's outlook is negative.
Correct, and both of them, that's the thing. It's not only last occasion when they did a rating, I believe that Moody's said it was stable, the outlook was stable. This time around, both Moody's and Standard & Poor's, which are the major rating agencies that investors will look at, they both have said that it's both negative. And when they say outlook is negative, that means they're looking to the future. They're not just looking at what is right now. So that is not a good thing, because how I interpret that to mean is that whatever plans or whatever projects that this current government puts in place, policies this government puts in place, clearly they don't have that confidence that they are going to reach at a point where they can say that the outlook is good or the outlook is stable. So that is a matter, I think, of concern to us. I mean, I know that I had a discussion with someone yesterday, and they were very, they're listening to this show, they're very strong, very, very strong about, well, weren't we in a bad place already before? Weren't we in a bad place, and did we come out of it? Yes, that is true, we were in a bad place before, but I think what you need is the confidence. I'm not too sure that confidence is there, and it has a lot to do with what's going on in the domestic front, and of course the America-Venezuela situation does not help.
Well, of course, and we'll get to that in a few, but we find ourselves, even though the outlook might be a negative one, the government seems to be quite confident with some of their grand plans and this revitalization project that, well, many are suggesting it might be some international investors coming to bring those plans to life. Many are suggesting that it was almost a lifting of what Patrick Manning and others would have had as their vision back in the day, but clearly from the plans and the blueprint and the 3D rendering, it looks quite tremendous. The plans for San Fernando, the plans for Invaders Bay, the plans for the port, the plans for the jail. They're going to repurpose that and bring a cultural space. What's your take on that grand rollout we saw a couple of weeks ago by the Prime Minister and Julian John?
Yes, and to be fair, I believe that Mr. Pandey was the one that first started with this, with reclamation and so on. Maybe not as grand, certainly not as grand as we're seeing today. So yes, there are plans, and that's good that there are plans, because it gives you a sense of there's something great going to happen. It's going to create jobs, it's going to create high-end jobs and so on, very much like an international financial center. So that's clearly what we're looking forward to. Unfortunately, not that I do not wish the government well, because if the government does well, so do we do well. So I want to say that very, very much at the beginning. And also, whether it was the PNM or whether it was a UNC or whether whoever it was, the fact of the matter, if it is going to benefit the country, we should all look forward to that. The problem, of course, is we wait and see. And so it seems so grand. But then again, your vision is always going to be grand. So what I will say to that, I don't want to throw cold water on it. I want to be positive about it. Let's see, Julian John is a doer. Yes. She definitely has a reputation, so she's good to have at the head of this whole initiative. But we wait and see, because just wait and see, because I don't want to be one of those who's going to be a naysayer. I remember when we were doing the International Financial Center, there was so much negativity. It's almost as we did not want it to succeed, you know. And of course, had a global financial crisis and so on. So I don't want to be one of those who's going going to throw cold water and say it can't happen. It can happen. We wait and see if it does happen. It is great. It's a vision. But then that's what Dubai did. That is what Ireland did. Many times when they had the person who was the prophet, even Patrick Manning with natural gas. I mean, how many people believe that the natural gas was going to be it? And it is what is saving Trinidad and Tobago. So we wait and see.
Yeah, so it's a wait and see policy, and we look forward to how things pan out next year.
Yes.
Let's take it back to the geopolitical uncertainty. Obviously, the radar is causing lots of debate. Many are seeing now in real time that part of the policy out of Washington, even though it started with narco trafficking, with the kind of troops and the redeployment and more troops going to Puerto Rico over the last couple of days, we actually hearing people in the Republican Party suggesting openly on the U.S. media that it's about regime change, it's about going for the resources. How could that gamble, because clearly it's a gamble we have taken aside. Could the gamble, if indeed regime change takes place and there's a puppet leader there, could it work in our benefit?
Well, I think that's what the Prime Minister hopes. She's hoping that, I mean, United States, no matter what, the de-dollarization and unipolar versus multipolar and all that good stuff that's coming out, and that's really what's at heart, I think, this whole battle with America and the rest of the world, China and Russia and so on. But at the end of the day, I suppose she's hoping that if she stays on the American side, it will benefit Trinidad. One example of that would be the fact that urea and I think it was urea and Nutrien company, they have both agricultural fertilizers. Now the reality is that he did remove the zero tariff to agricultural products as well as to the fertilizers. Who benefited from that? We don't, as I said in another show, we don't import, we don't export bananas, we don't export fruit. You know, we probably do that from the DR. So who benefited from that? Not us. But what we did benefit from was the downstream industries within fertilizers. And so I assume, and it's left to be seen, but I assume that the Prime Minister is using this as an opportunity for her to be good friends with the Trump administration. And the thing about President Trump, I don't think it's a secret. He takes things very personally. If you are with him or you are not with him, he takes it very personally. So that the more that she appears to be a fan, I would go so far as to say a fan of Donald Trump, it looks as though she believes, the Prime Minister believes, it's going to benefit Trinidad and Tobago.
But based on the U.S. foreign policy over the years and their blueprint, do they ever really have sincere friends, or is it more just vested interests?
Right, so that is true, but also I do think now, I mean, I'm just saying this off the top of my head, but that's just from listening to how Trump reacts. He reacts very personally, even when he gives, using his presidential power pardon. If you go on the wrong side of Mr. Trump, you will pay the price, and he doesn't care, and that's the thing about him, you know, he just does not care. Me, that's part of the enigma of that Mr. Trump, President Trump has. He simply goes and does what he wants. So yes, I would think with other presidents of the United States, yes, they're going to be look at things hard, and they're going to look at issues in terms of whether it's economically feasible for America, regardless of who is on the other side of the table. But I suspect in this case that there is a part that where the President Trump does have a personal relationship. So bottom line to what you're asking me, from the Prime Minister's point of view, I do think genuinely when the Prime Minister came out with the crime, I personally took the view that you cannot deal with the crime in Trinidad and Tobago unless you deal with the drug trade. You just can't, because the drug trade is what fuels the organized crime, it fuels the gangs and so on. So there's no question in my mind that unless you dealt with the transshipment of cocaine, you were not going to deal with crime. And the reality is, it appears that she is. Now, how she's doing it, perhaps a lot of us are not happy with it. You know, we're not happy with how it's going, because it's looking as though we're getting embroiled in the America-Venezuela issue, and we're getting embroiled in possibly a war affecting us.
Yeah.
But the reality is, that's what she promised, and that's what she has delivered up to now.
Because I mean, we have seen the blueprint, and I go back to Iraq, and it's so ironic that Saddam Hussein and President Maduro, they almost look the same. Tall guys, the mustache, wielding a sword, same strongman kind of personality. That time they would have obviously used weapons of mass destruction. This time they've labeled him a narco-terrorist to go in. But I'm thinking here, if indeed the U.S. gets their way, and let's say there is that regime change, at the end of the day, President Maduro, polarized figure. There are those who, obviously, we have seen via the videos who support him, and the many who would have fled, they fell out of favor so much so that they left their country. I'm thinking of the workforce, the many who now call Trinidad and Tobago home from Venezuela. If things are settled in their home country, I would assume you'll want to go back home. And we now could probably lose a major part of the workforce. What kind of impact that will have on the economy? Because many are looking at it from a lens that, yes, there could be mass migration if things go haywire. But let's say Venezuela, for some reason, with all what's happening, they go to a place of normalcy. And there is, again, that vibrant economy, and the U.S., through their major companies, are able to tap in. Now, I'm not suggesting that's what we want, and because, you know, that in itself, it's a whole different discussion. But I'm just looking at the screen here, and we're seeing hundreds and thousands. We're not even sure the numbers at this point in time, and I'm sure many who we're looking at on screen, Karen, naturally would. Yeah, that's when the registration was taking place at the Oval a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean, think about it. If we were to leave here because things get hard and things get back normal, we want to go back home.
Yeah, but I think that's a good thing. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. And by the way, one of the main reasons I think that we need to understand is that the reason why many people fled Venezuela is because of the sanctions. I mean, America weaponized sanctions, and that is one of the reasons why you have this whole de-dollarization movement, to reduce the demand of the U.S. dollar for trade settlement as well as reserve currency, which is why you've seen the gold going through the roof. It's gone right through the roof because many central banks are using the gold as a reserve currency, and many countries are with the BRICS and other African settlement payment system. We have the CARICOM payment settlement system. So what I'm saying is many countries are moving away from having America having the international settlement for trade using the US dollars. So the fact of the matter is the reason why so many Venezuelans are here has a lot to do, and many of them are very educated, which got very educated through Chavez, and that continued Maduro. So I don't really even want to go into that argument, because if I do go into that argument, yes, Maduro may have a lot of faults in him, but I don't think we're hearing the true story, and definitely sanctions have a lot to do. If you do not have foreign exchange, you cannot buy medicine. If you do not have foreign exchange, you cannot buy food. You simply cannot do that. So the reality is that if the Venezuelans go back to Venezuela, maybe that's a good thing for Trinidad, because the NIS, for one, are they paying NIS? Are they paying salaries that are under the table because they are not here legally? Are they also, and that's a fact. The fact of the matter is that you read every 2 weeks of Venezuela is involved in some criminal activity. I always use the example of Dominica. Why, when Dominicans came to this country and they had a huge hurricane, you never heard about them being involved in some criminal activity? Every 2 weeks you hear about the Venezuelans. So you see the price of having, I'm very sorry, the price of having Venezuelans in this country, the price is too high. It's too high. Those who are not registered, who are not regulated, they need to go back home, because what they're bringing to this country, in my respectful opinion, is less than what they are contributing to this country. So I am not one of those. I'm definitely not one of those who believe that we have to open up schools when we don't have the money. We have to have our healthcare system open to them. Yes, the CDAP that you as a taxpayer are paying for, you are paying for that. So when they are going into our hospitals, getting free health care, when they are going to our hospitals and getting free CDAP, when they are going to our hospitals and taking jobs, yes, that perhaps the locals do not want to do, because, you know, that's the whole thing of the immigrant, which America has too, but the price is too high. The price is too high. So I want to say that I am definitely not one of those who are in support of the unregulated, unregistered Venezuelans staying in Trinidad and Tobago.
Just wanted to
and by the way, also being involved in the spas. How many times they go and do the raids? How many 25 women they find out, yes, as human trafficking? It is true, but how many of them are Venezuelans? Of the 20 or 30 that they find in these so-called bars, how many of them are Venezuelans?
Well, indeed, you know, just getting some perspective, just picking your brain on some of
Yeah, so you know that.
Yeah,
I realize
I realize.
Maybe you shouldn't have asked that question.
No, I'm glad I did, you know, to just get some perspective and to spread the discussion. Let me ask you now about the Forex, because you mentioned inside there some of the Forex concerns. We still find ourselves in a bind. We saw a recent shift and changing of the leadership at Exim Bank.
Yeah.
Do you feel we are anywhere closer to putting a resolution, putting some kind of remedy on this Forex issue?
Well, I am hoping so, because what I've heard so far is that the government, whether through the Prime Minister or the government or the central bank governor, but more, I think the Prime Minister, has said that, and I have always been an advocate of that, when you have limited foreign exchange, and you can see from Moody's report, they did specify that part of the reason why they gave a downgrade and the outlook was negative was because of the Forex position. And of course, the Prime Minister, as I understand he would do, he said, well, how could you say that when we have significant HSF funds which are held in U.S. currency, and we have a special drawing rights which is also U.S. currency? Why didn't you add that? Well, you didn't add that because you don't use that for trade. When you're looking at trade, so if you are looking at your foreign exchange reserves going lower and lower and lower, it's a reflection of your trade. It's a reflection that you are not exporting sufficient, that you're earning sufficient U.S. dollars. So that situation with the foreign currency, I mean, it is a serious situation, and I think that the government is right, that one of the things that they have got to do is to put the emphasis on businesses that are earning foreign exchange. When you are just retail, how is retail helping us? How is it helping? Because they're not even employing that many people. So you can't even say they're employing that many people. Because if you were dealing with a manufacturing sector, yes, you should encourage that because one, you're employing people, and two, you're producing a product that you are selling to the market. And that doesn't only mean the international market, the CARICOM region. You're still trading in the US dollar. So you're earning US dollar. But when you are not earning a US dollar, and so much of your trade and so much of foreign exchange is used for consumption, how could that make sense? And that is why, to be frank with you, with the Exim Bank situation, I did speak out on that. I did write on that because when I read the article in the newspaper, front page, Sunday papers, and they said the categories of persons who were getting the foreign exchange, how could chicken? And I think they said Nutrimix. I hope I'm not calling the name of the company, but I do believe they call Nutrimix. How could they be obtaining so much of a foreign exchange at concessionary loans when they are not involved, as far as I know, they are not involved in export. They are not involved in making foreign exchange. They're involved in consuming foreign exchange. So if the government, which is something I agree with, if the government is saying you are going to, we're going to allocate foreign exchange to the entities or the sectors that are going to earn foreign exchange, which is what the Exim Bank is about. Exim Bank, as far as I understand it, whether it's a normal operations window, whether it's special operations window, which came into effect in COVID, whichever one it is, when I look at it, I know chicken is not among them. I know Nutrimix is not among them. And you know why? Because they're not export-driven. And if they're not export-driven, they're not earning foreign exchange. So what are they doing? They're using up your foreign exchange. And that cannot be good. So to answer your question, what should we do with the Forex? What they think the government has signaled to the country. I mean, listen, I do not know why Mr. Dukaran was terminated. I cannot say why he was terminated.
He doesn't even know because no explanation was given.
He does know. But he does know. So what I will say is that whatever reason that Mr. Dukaran was terminated, I would say it was a signal to this country that whatever Exim Bank was doing, which was allocating so much of its US dollars to consumption and not for import and not for export, whatever it was doing, those days are over. That is what I took from it, whether or not that is true or not.
I mean, we consider the maritime product. We would have had discussions about that, you know, in terms of us getting that particular sector back up and running. That's a great earner. And of course, the cultural.
I'm very big on that.
The cultural discussion, and we're seeing some spokes in that wheel, because clearly, I mean, with the geopolitical uncertainty, many are actually wondering if they come. And even if they come now, there are so many changes to the carnival format, which is a big earner of US.
100%, I agree with you with that.
My goodness. So, you know,
what?
yeah, so I mean, we find ourselves in a really ticklish time.
And that is why I think, when coming back to your broader question, when you asked about the what was the outlook negative doesn't only do with the economic data, like unemployment, which again can be, you know, I don't want to say that you fiddle with it, but 3.8% is low, but then your labor force participation rate is low too. So when your labor force participation rate is low, meaning the number of people entering into the labor force is low, then obviously unemployment rate is going to be low. So you can't really look at the 3.8% and say, oh, the unemployment is good. No, right? So that is one of the things. So when you look at the overall picture that you're getting, there's a lot of dissonance in the country, you know. There's a lot of I don't know. There's not what one would have expected, I think. I might be wrong, but I believe that what we expected was, okay, now the things are, we're going to settle down, we're going to fix it. That was the number one thing. How are you going to get the money? Don't you worry, we're going to fix it. And he said it with such confidence that people wanted to believe it, and people believed it. And I think what you are seeing now is, on many levels, a great level of disappointment. And CPEP and URP is just among the several that I think are very, it's very difficult to wrap your mind around that. And even the rationale that the minister uses for closing down over 15,000 people and put them on the breadline, I can't think of anything more heartless than that, you know, honestly.
Well, Karen, I'll tell you, we have a couple of seconds before we officially wrap things up. I want to give you the final word and a chance to probably not only send greetings to the nation in this festive time, but probably just give us a sense of optimism, if you can, going into 2026 in the couple of seconds that remain.
Oh, dear me. Well, I mean, I would like to think that we're going to have an optimistic 2026. We do see the energy sector doing better, more... not only more fines, but you have the ginger coming on stream and above those energy sector contributions. So yes, from that point of view, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, that's another discussion. Yeah. And to be frank with you, GW, it is worrying. It is very worrying, but I hope all the best for Trinidad and Tobago, because this is our country, and regardless of whether we sit on whatever side of the political divide we sit on, we must be vigilant. We must be vigilant. Yes, we must do that. But at the same point in time, I want to wish every single Trinidadian and Tobagonian all the best for 2026, and we'll see how it goes.
Karen, it's been an absolute pleasure as always.
Same here, same here.
We take the pause and we come right back. See you soon, TNT.
Last year we went by Valley Ram. He placed man and Heidi Ham. Bring one bottle of baba. The thing finished with one laugh. Had to leave the man.
And so I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. Always consider Tattoo is always right here for you.
This Christmas season, we hope you never worry. Never worry about a thing. Call 62-TATTLE or visit tattle.co.tt today. Tattle, where people are people. You know what I mean.
It's that time again. The lights, the music, the joy, and big winnings at JTA Supermarkets. Cash in and carry on the joy this Christmas. We talking pure excitement and over $200,000 in prizes to be won. 50 grocery shopping sprees to fill your trolley. 50 mini appliances to light up your kitchen. 50 JTA gift cards plus hamper giveaways. Just spend $300 or more, including $50 in Carlton's Choice products. Fill out your entry and drop in store. The more you shop, the more you could win, and the merrier your Christmas gets. Promotion runs until December 31st. Cash in this Christmas only at JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
The detergent smells nice while washing, but when you use the new Downy Intense fabric softener, with its new multi-capsule fragrance, it releases an intense scent that lasts twice as long. With the new Downy Intense, you'll enjoy a rich and delightful fragrance that keeps you feeling fresh 24/7.
Looking to refresh, repair, or redesign your space? Build a Home has you covered. From expert painting services and pressure washing to general home cleaning, maintenance, and even full residential design and construction. We deliver quality every step of the way. Call 362-5451 or email buildahomett@gmail.com or connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at buildahomett. Build a Home, where quality meets home.
Victor, why are you still living with bad odors? Instantly refresh your spaces with Febreze. Smell like leftover fried food? Instant freshness. Febreze, your home smelling fresh and clean. Find the limited edition at your favorite store or supermarket.
Food Basket Marketplace Season of Savings. Arima, Shagona, Chamflair, and Gulfview. Lamb shoulders 3 pounds for $99. Goat 4 pounds for $99. Tyson leg quarters 11 pounds for $95. Beef ham $149.95 each. Butterball turkey $22.95 per pound. Chicken ham $89.95. Cow heel 5 pounds for $99. Creamery ice cream 1 gallon 2 for $95. Food Basket Marketplace Season of Savings. Arima, Shagona, Chamflair, and Gulfview.
Hey, every Christmas Santa have one plan to make sure he get his blue ribbon ham. Forget the rest, this is the one, the best is in ham blue ribbon.
Even Santa knows a Christmas ham is a blue ribbon ham. Whether it's pork, beef, chicken, or even turkey hams, Blue Ribbon has hams for everyone.
Forget the rest, this is the one, the best is in ham blue ribbon.
A Christmas ham is a blue ribbon ham. Get yours today.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve. Big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
Switch on that feeling of home. Switch on happiness. Switch on kindness. Switch on unforgettable moments. This Christmas, switch on the joy with B Mobile.
Happy holidays from Real Tough Builders, not anything but everything. Located at 33 Bossier Village in Maraval and 13 to 15 Boundary Road in San Juan.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Good morning. I'm Sweeney Gray with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. In an evening of opulence where the United National Congress hosted its annual Christmas fundraiser on Saturday evening, its first since returning to government, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar cautioned officials to prepare for a heavier workload next year. She opened her 9-minute address by thanking supporters who stood with the party during its decade in opposition. Pointing out that the administration has been in office for just over 7 months, the Prime Minister acknowledged that bureaucracy had slowed delivery on some campaign promises, but she asked for patience, signaling that more intense work lies ahead as the government seeks to accelerate its agenda.
Some things take a little longer. Sometimes the systems and the bureaucracy, whilst we want to do everything yesterday and tomorrow, it's not that easy, but I will never, and we will never give up. Please keep the faith.
But the Prime Minister's failure to address Moody's recent downgrade of Trinidad and Tobago's outlook from stable to negative concerns economist Dr. Vanis James.
If the import cover bites, it is going to effectively translate into crime sooner rather than later. So this is not a moment when speeches are going to be very helpful when you're facing an economic crisis.
In its report issued on Friday, Moody's said concerns over falling foreign exchange reserves prompted it to revise Trinidad and Tobago's outlook from stable to negative, while affirming the country's Ba2 credit rating. The agency warned that government measures may be insufficient to stem a 24% decline in liquid forex reserves over the past year. Standard & Poor's issued a similar outlook downgrade in September. And a 50-year-old man is dead following a fiery crash along the Solomon-Hochoik Highway on Sunday. Dennis Nihora of La Romaine, San Fernando was killed around 1:30 p.m. on the southbound lane just after the Gasparilla turnoff near Voss Government Primary. He was apparently returning from the gym when he lost control of his Mitsubishi Lancer, veering off the highway into the bushes where his car burst into flames. Police are investigating what caused the crash. Those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
This coming Wednesday, 17th December, is the last day to buy your winning ticket for
the Queen's Royal College 3-car raffle. First prize is a luxurious, fully loaded Royal Ride Ford Ranger. Draw date Saturday, December 20th at the school. Tickets only $100. All proceeds for the further uplifting of the school. Tickets available at islandetickets.com. Lewis Appliances, Quarter Tragrit Road and Edward Street. Caribbean Jewelers, Trent City Mall. Mandarin Mini Mart St. Anne's. A. Moses and Sons, 181 Tragrit Road. Quaysay Supermarket, Calcutta Road number 2. Strive Restaurant and Bar, Mukarapa Road. Unique Tire Shop, Gopal Avenue, Diego Martin. First Priority Music, Gulf City Mall. SNSR Food Center, Princesstown. Quaysay Best Price, St. Mary's Junction. Romaines Hardware, Maraval. Cascade Mini Mart. Kelly Supermarket, Diego Martin Main Road. And at the following NP Quick Shops: Morva Junction, Saddle Road, San Juan, and Dinsley Junction.
Don't be lucky and coward. Get your tickets now.
Queen's Royal College Christmas 3-car raffle.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. Big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Plaisance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Discover Regal Granola. Crunchy, flavorful, bursting with berries, seeds, Regal almonds, walnuts, pecans. High in fiber with real orange juice. Get Regal Granola, the perfect snack for your lunchbox.
Parang with Rome is on. We're heading to Cipriani College, Valsayn on Saturday, December 20th for the most festive lime of the season, featuring Marcia Miranda, Crazy, Eddie Charles, plus Nyla Blackman, Alison Hines, and the Prince of Soca Parang himself, it's Rome. And that's not all. Live Parang vibes from Los Alumnos de San Juan. Get your tickets now. IslandEtickets.com or call 4TICKET. That's 484-2538.
Hey, welcome back. Let's get into the second hour. Today, of course, the 15th, 10 days before the 25th, 10 days before Christmas 2025. And by all means, we want to open up the lines, give you a chance to, weigh in on the major issues, but also you could send a little greetings too. We could start the Christmas greetings nice and early. So feel free, touch base 624-8721 and 627-8658. Yes, back to the front page. The Prime Minister says brace for more work. Prime Minister puts MPs and ministers on alert as New Year approaches. She says there's lots to be done. And I agree. All right, I think more work could be done once they come off their phone and just really get down to the work. Shogunas, as always, my brother, good morning.
A pleasant good morning again, Jason.
Pleasant good morning, welcome.
Yes, in connection with work being done, I compliment the government on trying to do something good with respect to the renters, right? People who are renting, they try and protect them. But I think it's a little bit unrealistic to think that these people who own these apartments, right, will really be honest about things and not pass the tax money, right, the increase onto the renters themselves. I think what should have been done was they should have resurrected the rent assessment board and give them enough resources, right, to go out and assess these apartments, and all apartments who are placed up for rent must be registered. So let's say that an apartment is $2,000, let's say, with the exception of the light bill, because the light bill is on the owners of the person themselves, him or herself, but who's rented, right? Then therefore that protects the tenant, right, when this tax is passed up, so that the person now cannot come and say that the landlord, the cannot come and say that the money is going up. No, right? They now must include the tax, they must include the increase. If it is that they want the revenue, right, to come honestly and to come straight from the landlords and the landladies themselves. And this protects the tenants, because just I'll tell you something. Really and truly, people just want to roof over their head. And a lot of people may be of the opinion that rent is dead money. And financially, it might be dead money, but it's also peace of mind. Right? And a lot of people do look at it in that way. It's also peace of mind. And I could attest to that over 20 years ago. Right? I mean, I'm of East Indian, and I was with a black woman, and we had a lot of to and fro and a lot of family interference. And so rent helped we out at that point in time. Right? So I will tell you this, right? Something more should be done in connection with this. Also, I would like to touch.
Hello? Shogunas? Like we lost Shogunas there. I don't know what happened. Shogunas, now, I mean, nobody cut here. I think we honestly just, we lost the line there, Shogunas. So sorry about that. Let's try to continue the conversation tomorrow. Who's on the line now? Let's see if we get somebody else. Yeah, we lose Shogunas there, boy. All right, yeah, so many were talking about the rent assessment board. That's a conversation that would have come up for years now, where people are asking for protection, a layer of protection for those who every month will have to pay their rent, and just, hold the landlords and those, they hold them accountable, really. All right, let's head to Santa Cruz now.
Yes, morning, Jay, and morning to the people of Santa Cruz.
Morning,
I cannot wish them a happy Christmas, but I know the times are tough, and the Prime Minister said that the government ministers have to expect a heavy workload. I think what she failed to say is that Trinidad and Tobago will be facing the worst ever time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago is under this UNC government. And
you really think so, Santa Cruz? You really genuinely think so? Honestly think so?
Of course, because this is the worst Christmas people ever spend.
I mean, back in the 80s.
Let me explain to you something, Jay. Let me explain to you something. I want you to just give me a second. When the URP and the CPEP is based on social programs. They're not programs designed to be productive, but it's to pick up the slack of the unemployed and the unemployable. Those people spend their money in the mini-marts and the small little businesses and things like that. They're not going to the bigger groceries or bigger supermarket. They're not going to Grand Bazaar and whatever because they're talking about small chains. When you take that away, what you're actually doing is crippling the small business people, and you're actually crippling the small man whose small money that he no longer have. And what they do to substitute it, Kadisha is so disingenuous by talking about they build something to clean public spaces. A rose by any other name is still a rose. So if you create an institution to cut grass, it's the same thing like URP and CPEP. There is no difference. Whether you change the name or not, an engineer to fix plane and a plane engineer is the same thing. So the government have to stop playing smart with foolishness. I do hope that we can have a good Christmas, but unfortunately, the projection, Moody and Forbes and all of them saying, we in for a hard, rough ride, Jason. And you too, Jason, have to understand that the boat is sailing on very rough waters. Thank you, and thank the people of Santa Cruz.
All the best, Santa Cruz. Thanks for touching base. Let's continue with the calls. Open forum time, 624-8721, 627-8658. A chance for you to get in. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Jason.
Good morning. Faizo, good morning.
Compliments of the season.
Same to you, Faizabad. You and yours.
I want to congratulate you and thank you at the same time. Because the chair you hold is one of so much importance. And it only comes with your genuine attributes, nothing else. Because you're very, very patriotic. And I want to say that report I made to you and the discussion we had about the road repairs in Faizabad, I wish to report the very next day. There were boots on the ground, my brother.
And we are very grateful. And that's what we have to do. I mean, yes, we talk about the issues, but most importantly, Faizabad, we try to offer solution. And I'm happy that we don't look for the praise, but I'm happy that you're able to identify it. And I try every single time with Nakisha and the team to go out and identify the issues.
I want to also mention to you that they didn't only come one day, they came on successive days.
Nice.
And I hope that they continue in the week that come in to give people a better Christmas. Listen, brother, you know, you're doing better than you was with the PNM, and you're doing better than plenty of them PNM UNC people. So stay grounded, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Have a nice day.
All the best, Faizabad. Yeah, I mean, for me, if you notice, and I said it actually when I started the program 4 years ago, my little stint in the politics, really, it wasn't so much about the platform I was on, it was about my focus was on country, and I would use any platform so I could, make the particular adjustments and leave the place. My ultimate goal, my ethos is to leave Trinidad better than I meet it. That's how I see it. I really love this place. I could go outside. All of us could go and migrate and live outside, but I really love this place, and I want to see it better than I meet it and leave it in a better place for my son and his generation to come. We take one more. Good morning.
Hey, JW.
Welcome. Compliments of the season, man.
Compliments. Morning to you and the team. Watching the program in real time, I heard the comments of Mr. Santa Cruz. I want to totally, respectfully, I do agree with him. I know you would have asked him. I wouldn't say as he was, but my particular comments is I want to celebrate the good work of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service establishing a new branch in Brian Lara Promenade. You saw it?
No, I didn't see it as yet. They put a kind of post in time for the Christmas, a police post?
It was on the news. And they had a total rollout. They said the mayor of Port of Spain, Mr. Chinua.
Yes, said, that's when they walked through the city last week. Yes, the mayor and the commissioner and all of them. Yes,
correct.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just for the Christmas. It's a fully branch there in the heart of Port of Spain. So that's great work. One thing I think another ministry could help with is really cleaning the streets. I know you would have mentioned it, and I mean, other citizens might feel so. And it wouldn't cost too much, you know. It could be like regular brooms and some water with breeze.
Well, St. James, I'll tell you this, our city needs...
Well, I don't want to get cut off. I'm finishing now. Really clean, scrub the streets.
No, you won't get cut off at all, St. James.
Okay, you good.
No, I was just going to tell you, every single morning the city gets a wash down. Yeah? The corporation folks are there with the hose washing on the promenade and stuff. But the reality is,
wash down, but like all the streets, like Frederick Street, all those streets get like clean, like proper scrub because I mean, stop stains.
Well, I see the promenade and like where the you see again, we have so many socially displaced people who live and sleep on the road, like outside the bank, so they will wash on the pavement. But the reality is, even coming to work, St. James, honestly, I am greeted many times on Abercrombie Street by a man washing his unmentionables that hour of the morning, the man is in the drain.
Jay, I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but hopefully, if just do a proper check and make sure. But I mean, I want to celebrate the work of the CTPS establishing a branch, and as you now show today's headlines, with the Honorable Prime Minister saying, it's more work for ministers to do. I really agree with that message. We need, and they have, it has a feeling as though they have been working and they have been doing good. So it would be a wonderful, feeling to know that they continue doing good work across the board. Ministry of Education, Labor,
across the board,
National Security, Agriculture too, across the board. So
thank you, St. James.
We as citizens, we doing our part, to contribute, because it's all of us. It's not just they at the top and we don't know. So everybody needs to do their part for us to have a great Trinidad and Tobago.
Well
so
said.
I on board with the vibe, and blessings, man.
Blessings.
I'm really looking forward.
Thank you, St. James. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, they do, I must say, kudos to the corporation. They really try their best to, at least in the morning, give the city a wash down. But obviously, during the course of the day, and again, it boils back to the homeless population, the socially displaced. It's really sad. Not only here in Port of Spain, but also San Fernando, there's a major problem there too. All the major hubs, Sawa, Curab, Arima. I'm not too sure about Point Fortin and other places deep south, but clearly, it's one where we have to address it from a real deeper level to try to bring back the city hubs and more so our city. With that being said, let's head to another important conversation, holiday sales and safety. Vivek Sharan, chairman of the CRBC, joins me on the Zoom line. Always a pleasure to have Vivek on. He's up next.
My man, Andre.
Good night, Anthony.
7 years with the company, and we couldn't do it without Antoine.
Happy birthday, dear Alejandro. Happy birthday to you.
Who's Angelo?
We're like coworkers who don't forget your name.
I'm Angelo.
CG United. Good like that.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Period nights don't have to look like this. Move less, wake up to change. So change for a real night's sleep with Always Overnight. Its 3 times protection system absorbs, locks the fluid, and keeps it away from your skin. For protected nights without leaks. Always.
We're back, and we came straight to Royal Castle to pick up some delicious food. We got a queen bucket, a king bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra sides, a rotisserie chicken, and a snack box. Oh, and that delicious honey mustard sauce, it's really lashing. Rudolph, do you think we should get some for Mrs. Claus and the elves, too? Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
Fill your sleigh with the best for less Christmas specials at Southern Food Basket. Goya Spanish capers, 2.5 ounces, $18.50. Carbonella stuffed olive sachets, 18 grams, 3 for $24.95. Valentino non-alcoholic sparkling wine, $19.95. Pringles assorted, 148 grams, $19.95. Quattro cookies, $24.95. With every $200 you spend at any Southern Food Basket, you can qualify to win a dream Christmas home makeover with over 100 appliances to be won.
Panadol's new formula, 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
One of our trusted contributors, someone who will always take the time to really give us the real perspective as to what's happening via commerce and what's going on the ground. And for sure, in this particular festive time, it's important to hear from Vivek as to if out there, if it's buoyant, if we enter that traditional last minute, I think we'll get a greater understanding as to where we are going into this festive season. The Chairman of the CRBC, Vivek Sharan, joins me on the Zoom line. Let me extend season's greetings to you, Vivek, to you and the family. Always a joy to have you on, and thank you for the contribution, not only today, but for the entire year that you make the time to be with us.
And season's greetings to you, your team at CNC3 and all your viewers. I mean, you all do an amazing job as well. I wish you all the best for the new year and continued success. And you all do a great job in terms of the issues you all bring to light in the country. Every morning, I should say, Monday to Friday.
You're most welcome. I appreciate that to the max. Now, before we get into the Christmas sales, let's touch on safety, an issue very close to your heart. We heard from a caller just now that there's this police post there in the city, in the heart of the city. We know that the TTPS would have mentioned increased patrols in and around the place, but what about private establishments? Because we're hearing within recent, I think Friday, this would have transpired in one of the major hubs there in Port of Spain, a couple from Mocha going to their car, in the car park, getting robbed, getting thumped up. What's the conversation like when you speak to fellow businessmen concerning their own security, especially in the private hubs, the major shopping centers around the country?
It's difficult. I mean, let me be honest. It's difficult. You know why it's difficult? One, it's expensive. And two, there's always the sense that, you're bringing a baton to a gunfight. And so the reality, even with private security, is that there isn't enough, security to go around. Security are tremendously expensive. And, when you look at actually the type of security that you're hiring, so you go to a security firm, you say, I need extra security and so on. You see a wide range of people. I'm not always sure that the wide range of people that are supplied can actually handle the level of aggression or violence that could possibly come their way in a difficult situation. So we're talking about a particular incident that happened in an underground car park. Can you imagine what it's like for people that are coming out in the evening, you park in an underground car park, which is, a normal feature in most malls, some supermarkets now, and then you're approached by young men. you're approached by young men, you see them from a distance coming towards you. You make a judgment call in your head, you know, and then you see the intent that they're actually coming towards you. What are you going to do? Do you run away, you turn around, you continue walking, you walk the tightrope between, am I being too opinionated? Am I being racist even? What is this? How do I handle this particular situation? And most people will perhaps be cool about it and say, you know, I'm not going to judge these young men coming towards me. And then you get robbed. And that's the world that we're living in. And the thing is, you know, the Confederation of Regional Business Chambers, we met the Commissioner of Police and the Deputy Commissioner of Police, I would say 2 weeks ago. It was a fruitful meeting. It was a good meeting. He had said that, you know, he has a lot of plans coming up to the Christmas season. You know, he spoke about some of the things which I feel I shouldn't really say, but some of the things that they were going to do and some of the plans, and it sounded quite good. I have seen police, particularly in certain areas, and definitely in Samoa. I've seen them in major city centers. I've actually seen them on promenades a lot. The DCP did say that they were rolling out an entire police presence as quickly as the cruise ships were coming into Port of Spain. So there is that.
You think that rollout should be? You think the presence should be a little more discreet, or you think the visibility of whether it be TTPS or private security, gun in hand, in uniform, moving through the shopping centers, that could suffice, or it should be done in a more discreet manner to not intimidate
to be honest with you, I don't think it should be done in a discreet manner. I think if we're looking to stop opportunistic crime, and that's what it is. It's guys going out looking for a hustle, guys going out looking for, and it comes back to the same conversations we normally have, Jason, which is, you know, finding jobs for the criminal element who have come up through the ranks and are now 18, 21, that sort of thing. It's almost too late in a sense, and I'm sorry to say that on the air, but we believe in the business sector that that's the truth, that once you've been radicalized and you have accepted that lifestyle, that you're not going to leave the lifestyle for a normal 8 to 5 job, because obviously an 8 to 5 job is, you know, is the narrow road, is the road less tread in a sense, right? In a biblical sense even. And that's not what they're looking for. What they're looking for is quick money, money to last a couple days, and it's happening. But, you know, you have to look at this in context. So, for example, I honestly believe that there's been, and I think the stats will show it, there's been a drastic downturn in the actual gang violence, the tit-for-tat killings that normally would be reported in the media on almost a daily basis. Many people shot, killed, drive-by shootings, that kind of thing. That's been going down. What we have been seeing, though, is isolated incidents. We've seen home invasion, one or two happening. We've seen kidnapping. But what we've also seen in the midst of all of this is a $171 million marijuana bust. We've seen another bust on the heels of that. And it comes to light that we do have a drug issue. We do have a drug economy. Now, people tend to not link marijuana with cocaine, right? And $171 million marijuana bust, people would say, well, it's just marijuana. But it's not, because an unregulated and illegal marijuana industry, right, in Trinidad and Tobago, is the same as if it were cocaine, because it is run by the criminal element. And the criminal element will bring guns to it, they'll bring violence to it, and there'll be inter-gang rivalry when it comes to this much money. The second thing is, obviously, we have realized that if you stop a shipment coming in through the Caroni Swamp, if you stop a ship, then these things aren't originating from within our country. So it comes back again to porous borders. It comes back with, if you're getting in a shipment of on a boat of that much marijuana, what do you think is also going to be in the shipment? Don't you think guns are going to be there? Don't you think if guns are coming in, that the next thing that's going to happen, because these things don't, it happens that drugs come in, guns come in, human trafficking comes in, and then a whole host of other contraband also comes in. It's been said that, cigarettes come in and different things like that. Even so much as pets, the pets trade coming. Now, when you look at this, you realize that when you cut the head off, or you have one thing under control, we're hearing in the business community about less extortion, and that's a win for the police. That's a win for us, right? A decrease in the level of daily gang violence. That's a win for all of us. But crime is not a static thing, it's a dynamic thing. And it's driven by the need for money. It's driven by the fact that it must fund itself. And so when one thing is controlled, it shifts to something else. And in a sense, that's why we're seeing, growth or the popping up of more instances of reported crime in certain other areas. Yeah. And that's why police presence on the streets to stop opportunistic crime is also very, it's also very important. But then another key thing here is when we're faced with that as citizens, what do we do? Because the police aren't omnipotent or omnipresent. What happens when you park your car, you walk into your car or you're walking home and you see yourself being approached by 2 to 3 young men? What do you do in a situation like that?
Well, I wonder.
And that is a real scenario in Trinidad and Tobago.
Indeed. And I wonder if the correlation, obviously crime will always be crime, and it's been here with us long before this current economic climate. But as we look at the economic climate and so many people being unemployed, we want to know, at least from the business perspective, what are the sales looking like? What are you hearing from your colleagues? Or is it going to be that traditional last-minute push and people will find a way to at least bring some joy to their family in this, what's supposed to be a very festive time? Are we looking for the sales?
I have to say this. I've been driving around a lot. I've been in different areas and I've been chatting with both people and looking at with a keen eye at what sales are like, right? And we've been as far as Point Fortin. Last night I was visiting friends in Princestown that I haven't seen for years, and I have conversations with people where you're shopping. And to me, having gathered as much data as I could, Christmas sales are uneven. They're uneven across the country, but they haven't collapsed. We could say essential and value-driven spending is holding up, and discretionary luxury spending, in a sense, is softer. What it really means is that we're not booming. I don't think this is going to be a Christmas boom year, but it's not a collapse either. What we're seeing is very selective consumer behavior. Obviously, we're going to see stronger activity in groceries and household essentials, moderately priced gifts. I get the impression that people are going to, those stores in which they feel that they can get the best bang for their buck, the best value. And this speaks to, what their disposable income is. It's not a time when we see a lot of salaries increasing. Rather than the PSA situation, nobody else's salary is really going to increase. We're not seeing a situation where there is enough growth in the economy in which there is going to be a lot more employment within the private sector. Those things aren't happening overnight. We're seeing weaker activity, I would say, in big-ticket discretionary items and high-end luxury retail, right? Shoppers, in a sense, they're waiting for promotions. They're buying later than usual, which goes towards what you're saying with, last-minute sales. And they're spending more deliberately as well, too. Even with their kids and so on, they're spending more deliberately. So I would say businesses are operating cautiously. It's not freezing. Inventory levels are tighter. And you see the bottlenecks that have existed before continue to exist. We really hope, and what I'd like to really say that the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Minister of Trade, Parliamentary Secretary, they really have been working, they've been reaching out to us, and we've had a level of access that we really have not had for a very long time. And this is SMEs, and these are regional chambers I'm talking about, not just the big chambers.
Okay.
And we've been telling them what our problems are, and the problems remain the same. I don't think it's going to be fixed overnight. It's structural problems that need really targeted solutions, and those solutions may not be easy ones.
Yeah.
But the lack of Forex does affect things, and it's a bottleneck, because what we really want and what's best for consumers is competition. And what's best for consumers is competition, and competition can only happen when we have a wider availability of goods in our country and not just one or two stores being able to bring. In other words, where the Forex distribution goes, we see those businesses thriving and growing. We see those businesses are able to bring in stuff. And where the Forex isn't going, we're not seeing the level of competition that helps the consumer, which is, price competition. When more people are bringing in, let's say, Christmas goods and toys across a wider basis. In other words, you find that consumers have more of a choice.
Yeah. Well, Vivek, as always, sincere thanks. Let's probably touch base before the end of the year, so at least we could get an outlook going into 2026. But until then, all the best, and thank you, as always, for taking the time to spend with myself and the audience.
Thank you and your team for having me on board, and all the best to you.
You're most welcome. Vivek Sharan touching base with us, chairman of the CRBC, giving us the outlook in real time. Remember, he's in business, and he's seeing from a strategic lens as to what's happening there with the spend. Let's take the pause. We come back and get into some discussions with the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. Safety tips, especially around this time where people are looking to light up and do the most. We are going to bring some Christmas fire safety tips, ways to keep you and your family safe for this joyous season.
Ah, Christmas, the season of love, laughter, and just a little bit of chaos. Sometimes the ham has other plans. And sometimes you just need to call Granny. Digital Postpaid Family Plan keeps the family connected. Now everybody can be in the Christmas line near or far, starting at $500 for 2 new postpaid customers. Get 200 gigabytes of data plus 1,000 anywhere minutes to share more of those festive vibes that make the season brighter. Because at the end of the day, Christmas isn't about perfection, it's about real connection with Digicel.
Only bring on the arm, make it a Macfoo's Christmas. All over the land, make it a Macfoo's Christmas. The best tasting ham.
This year, make it a Macfoo's Christmas with D&T's favorite ham. We have pork, beef, chicken, and turkey hams, and even roasted garlic pork for the real taste of a Trini Christmas.
Make it a Macfoo's Christmas. All over the land, make it a Macfoo's Christmas. The best tasting ham.
Make it a Macfoo's Christmas.
Parang with Rome is on. We're heading to Cipriani College, Valsayn on Saturday, December 20th for the most festive lime of the season, featuring Marcia Miranda, Crazy, Eddie Charles, plus Nyla Blackman, Alison Hines, and the Prince of Soca Parang himself, it's Rome. And that's not all. Live Parang vibes from Los Alumnos de San Juan. Get your tickets now. IslandEtickets.com or call 4TICKET. That's 484-2538.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Do you think all dishwashing soaps are the same? With some, do require more effort, and they don't wash as much. Try Dawn and discover its grease cleaning power. Dawn removes stubborn grease easier and faster than others. Additionally, it foam lasts 50% more. With Dawn, you use less product to clean more dishes and save with every wash. Dawn, triple grease cleaning power.
It's that time again. The lights, the music, the joy, and big winnings at JTA Supermarkets. Cash in and carry on the joy this Christmas. We talking pure excitement and over $200,000 in prizes to be won. 50 grocery shopping sprees to fill your trolley. 50 mini appliances to light up your kitchen. 50 JTA gift cards plus hamper giveaways. Just spend $300 or more, including $50 in Carlton's Choice products. Fill out your entry and drop in store. The more you shop, the more you could win, and the merrier your Christmas gets. Promotion runs until December 31st. Cash in this Christmas only at JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
My mom has been shopping here for the last 15 years. So coming here with her, now I have my own family.
The variety of items, cleanliness of the place, the spaciousness.
My favorite section is household.
My husband loves the hardware section and the auto section. My favorite would be stationery.
Price Club is the low price leading supermarket in TNT.
They are the best. I would recommend Price Club to anybody.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Here are some fire safety tips to safeguard your business, employees, and customers. Be aware of the dangers of overstocking goods in the aisles, near exits and entrances, narrowing the exit width. Keep goods a minimum of 18 inches from ceilings and lighting fixtures. All fire safety protection equipment and signage must be clearly visible and unobstructed. All employees should be trained in the proper use of fire extinguishers and evacuation drill procedures, even temporary workers. Reduce the accumulation of combustible materials which can escalate the risk of fires and prevent safe evacuation. Ensure proper housekeeping is constantly maintained during the holiday period with a clean-as-you-go policy in place. Remember, fire safety begins with you. Fires are unpredictable and can escalate rapidly.
Making the wrong decision can cost you all your possessions and even your life.
In the event of a fire, you can either fight or flight.
Small fires should be extinguished using an extinguisher by trained personnel only.
However, if a fire reaches the ceiling, do not attempt to fight the fire. You should evacuate immediately using the following steps.
Raise an alarm.
Call the fire service at 990.
Evacuate. Move briskly. Do not run, as this can create panic.
Never go in search of possessions.
Assemble at the muster point. Conduct a roll call to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Give the results of the roll call and other relevant information to the fire service personnel on arrival.
Remember, fire safety begins with you.
Very important conversation, and I want to welcome some colleagues from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, never services. I always make sure and remind people of that. It's the fire service, and we want to welcome David Hunt here with us, Fire Station Officer, and Fire Sub-Officer Alistair Agard. David, Alistair, firstly, welcome. Good morning, gentlemen, and compliments of the season.
Thank you for having us.
You know, this is a joyous time. It's a time where many go the extra mile to light up, to create that atmosphere, especially for the children. So it starts with the Christmas tree, with the putting the lights around the railing, on the perimeter of the window. Some people go all out, extravagant lights outside, to the point where people come from far and wide to take pictures and to stand and to experience it. But I would imagine when you're going that kind of distance, that level of engagement, I would imagine it's always best to consult a professional and not try to do that yourself, because if you don't really get the wiring correct or you do grung off in a safe way, you could end up in a shambles.
Definitely, and remember that it is powered by electricity. And as much as electricity is a good thing, when it gets away, it is very dangerous. And a lot of these installations are external outdoors. So you want to have the proper electrical equipment, you want to have waterproof electrical connections, electrical installations, and you want to have a certified electrician do your installation to ensure that there's no overload of the electrical system.
Makes Alistair, should I take my Christmas tree lights off if I'm leaving home?
Repeat that again?
Should I take off my Christmas tree, like take the lights off if I'm leaving home?
Most definitely. We have to ensure that when leaving your home, or you're going to bed at night, that you unplug all the Christmas tree decorations to ensure that there's no mishap during the course of the night. Because these things, you never know when an emergency will take place. And you don't want to be asleep. And then an incident should take place where you have these things are plugged in, generating heat, and then you have a fire taking place.
I've also heard that we should use approved lights, David. What would be considered an approved light? What I'm looking for in a box?
So when you buy your Christmas tree decorations, your lights, etc., a little white paper comes in the box, right? Yes. That white paper talks about how it is to be used, right, to avoid misuse, and it talks about the standard the lights would have been tested in accordance with. So therefore, you know that these lights it's approved for use for its desired purpose.
When I want to, let's say, run the lights outside or even inside, and you know you're using extension upon extension for the lights to relay, walk me through the power outlets, the extension cords. What's your recommendation in that regard?
So what we recommend is that you use weatherproof extension, because most people tend to best buy any extension cord and run it outdoor, and without the weatherproofing, then the risk of electrical shock could take place. We also have electrocution, and these things are important. As Officer Hunt said, they must have proper UL or CE rating for all extension cords.
Officer Hunt, what about overloading the said power outlets? Is that, what's your recommendation as it pertains to a power outlet? How much I should put in?
Right, so overloading is a very common fault because it's a quick fix. Right, so what happens is that we have two designed outlets, and as such, our demand for electricity has increased because we would have added electrical equipment, and as such, we just decide to run an extension cord or a power switch. Now, even though a power switch comes with probably 5, 6, or even 7 additional outlets, it does not mean that it can take 5, 6, or 7 additional appliances, right? So what you have to look at is the voltage rating on your power switch and be aware of the voltage rating of the equipment that is going to be servicing. And as such, if the cumulative voltage rating for the equipment is beyond the capacity of the power switch, then you'll have an overload problem.
Okay. What about vehicles? I'm seeing a trend now with vehicles moving around with lights.
If you're doing that, right, again, I will always advise, right, that you have a extinguisher in your vehicle, right, and if the power source is from the vehicle, again, have your vehicle electrician say, this is good or this is bad, or no, you can't do this or you can't do that.
What about, candles? There are those who, love yes, you have the ones you put the battery in and you get the flicker, but people who like real candles, scented candles, what's your recommendation in that regard?
So traditionally, people tend to use candles because bring out that festive mood. We have scented candles also, but we also advise people to have a proper receptacle or holders for your candles, and also not to put them close to any decorations, mainly your Christmas trees, because these things are very flammable, and if they may ignite, then you have a huge issue when it comes to fire spread.
Yeah, and Officer Agard, I want to thank you, of course, for the advice for coming on. And Officer Hunt would have mentioned, we're going to wrap things up now, but you said something that was so important before we started the live discussion, that you don't want Christmas to be associated with some kind of mishap, where for Christmas is to come, you're feeling sour because you remember the trauma of a mishap.
Being part of spending part of our career as operational officers, we would have both responded to emergencies during the fire season, and a lot of them, Christmas season character, and a lot of them resulted in fatalities. And the trauma from that emergency is normally tied to Christmas. So when you hear a particular Christmas carol or parang soca, you go back to that incident because it happens with us as responders. So we know as family members who are invested, it happens to them also.
Officers, sincere thanks. We're going to take that pause, and again, all the best. Thank Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
See you soon, TNT.
Well,
As
this
we
is
are in the
a
holiday.
real soca parang, all right? So I want everybody to get together and do something nice. Let's on your
Always use
Let me
proper
go.
holders or receptacles to secure your candles. Maintain 2 ways in and out of your home. Flammables, household chemicals, and cleaning agents should be stored separately. When cooking,
Switch on that feeling of home. Switch on happiness. Switch on kindness. Switch on unforgettable moments. This Christmas, switch on the joy with B Mobile.
Fill your slate with the best for less Christmas specials at Southern Food Basket. Globe grapes, $21.95 per pound. Potatoes, buy 10 pounds, get 5 pounds free. Minced beef, 4 pounds for $100. Sunland chicken breast, 4 pounds, $94.95. Butterball turkey boneless breast, 3 pounds, $124.95. Great Food smoked beef ham, $149.95. With every $200 you spend at any Southern Food Basket, you can qualify to win a dream Christmas home makeover with over 100 appliances to be won.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
This Christmas, John Thomas presents Believe, a Pop Star Christmas.
Featuring the Believe Junior Collective.
A spectacular holiday concert packed with favorite Christmas hits.
Pop star energy and show-stopping voices.
Be there on Friday, December 19th at Queen's Hall.
We're bringing the dazzle, the music, and the glamour.
Get your tickets now at Queen's Hall box office or at queenshalltt.com.
John Thomas's Believe,
a Pop Star Christmas. This December at Queen's Hall.
Get your tickets today.
A mortgage is what helps you turn your dream of owning a home into reality. First Citizens helps you plan for every other cost, such as insurance, maintenance, and utilities. Mortgages build equity, offer long-term investment, and give you freedom to make the space yours. First Citizens is here to help you understand your first steps to a mortgage. First Citizens.
Your healthiest life with the garden foods. Every meal is a chance to nourish your body and fuel your day. With the garden foods, vegetables, freshness and nutrition are always within reach. Quick to prepare, packed with fiber and full of flavor, because eating well should be simple and delicious. From freezer to table, enjoy real goodness in every bite. Available at your favorite supermarket.
Welcome back. Before we wrap things up, just a quick reminder of ways you can, well, at least there's one way you can reach out to us. We want you to send an email to this email address, tmb@cnc3.co.tt. Put yourself in a gear, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Our social media handles, very active with the news, Instagram, Facebook, and X. Let's put it up, take a note, and stay on top of all that's happening in your country. You can also do that with the CNC3 mobile app. It's a must-have on your smartphone. Get it today. That's right, your #1 source for verified breaking news and all your favorite content on demand. The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, where it all started, the legacy product. the history, the champions of democracy. And good morning to the Guardian team. If you want to enjoy the Guardian, you can enjoy it via guardian.co.tt. That's where you can enjoy the digital Guardian. That's right. Let's move to our food for thought. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Beautiful words as we take another pause and come back to officially wrap things up. See you soon.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve. Big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
This Christmas, John Thomas presents Believe, a Pop Star Christmas.
Featuring the Believe Junior Collective.
A spectacular holiday concert packed with favorite Christmas hits.
Pop star energy and show-stopping voices.
Be there on Friday, December 19th at Queen's Hall.
We're bringing the dazzle, the music, and the glamour.
Get your tickets now at Queen's Hall box office or at queenshalltt.com.
John Thomas's Believe,
a Pop Star Christmas. This December at Queen's Hall.
Get your tickets today.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
It's Christmas time, let the fiesta begin. Food Basket Superstore, come and step right in. Pots and pans shining, cookware so bright. Mini appliances ready for your Christmas night. Pretty decorations, dancing with cheer. Toys for the children waiting right here. Curtains and bedding, sparkle and flow. Everything to make your home glow. Arima Golf View, Pinot come true. Bring alegria and Christmas to you. Food Basket Superstore, shine so bright. Big deals, big joy, everything right. Food Basket Superstore, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
At Guardian General Insurance, we know your home is more than just a building. It's where your family feels safe and where memories are made. That's why we're here to protect not just your house, but the people and dreams inside it. We are your partner, working alongside you to provide the right protection, the right support, and the peace of mind you deserve. With Guardian General Insurance, you can live safe, live easy.
Embrace the power of rare medical-grade Manuka honey with Manuka Derm. It is effective for dermatitis to soothe inflammation and relieve itchiness. For burns, apply 1 to 2 times daily for optimal healing. For psoriasis and eczema, Manuka Derm hydrates and moisturizes the skin. It reduces scaling and speeds recovery for xerosis. Even for acne, it balances pH, exfoliates, and fights bacteria. Unlock the healing benefits of Manuka Derm today. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Give meaningful gifts to improve and maintain good health and longer life naturally. At Modern Caribbean Enterprises Limited, we have a wide range of trusted products designed to support, strengthen, and improve the health of your entire family. From head to toe, we've got everything to keep your family feeling great and looking amazing this holiday season. Get special discounts, free giveaways, plus $100 off Detox Spa session. Gift certificates also available.
Oh my goodness, it was action-packed. Great show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. For all those students on their Christmas vacation, it starts today. Enjoy yourself, have a time, and feel free and check in with your boy. I'm here, and to everyone who religiously takes in the program. We thank you so much. Have a great one. Be safe. And God spare and back for more tomorrow. All the best, GNT.
The Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.